Thanks so much for watching AM Northwest. Our next guest is here to help us manage the energy zappers in our life. Here to explain, we welcome back certified pranic healing instructor and practitioner, Lisa Burney. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Helen.
Okay, so let's talk about you say there are chords, and they're called energetic chords in our life.
Yes.
And they're inappropriate and appropriate chords.
Definitely.
Okay.
So energetic chords are this process that takes place on the energy level, which connects people as they're interacting, which connects people to things that they have, people to emotions or memories that they have, and they are either appropriate or inappropriate chords.
Explain an appropriate chord.
So an appropriate chord is like the heart connection between two spouses, okay? And we even actually refer to those in popular culture, like our heart chords, when we say, oh, something's tugging on my heartstrings.
Right.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so appropriate chords are connections to people, places,
that are
or
all
things
positive.
That support us.
Right.
Yes, and so the opposite of that.
Can it be like a memory, as we were talking earlier today about a food memory?
The
Can
French
that be
toast.
Yeah, the French toast. Can it be something like that?
Definitely. And so inappropriate chords are connections to people, places, or things that drain us. And this is something that I really wish that I had known when I was practicing law, because I was probably full of inappropriate chords that I had no idea about.
So relationship chords, like you talk about someone dating a man of her dreams and then getting dumped.
Yes. So one type of inappropriate chord is a connection to a former lover or a former relationship. And one person that I worked with in that context had actually been dating the man of her dreams, and he just ghosted on her, which was, you know, don't even bother breaking up. He just disappeared.
He disappeared. He didn't respond to any calls or texts or anything. Yeah.
And so to say that this client was focused on reconnecting with him was probably like an understatement.
Oh, wow.
She was ready to fly to Europe to find him.
Oh, no.
And so it was really an unhealthy connection for her. And so through this process of cord cutting, she was eventually able to disconnect energetically from him. She was able to start talking about other people, actually start dating other people, and then eventually, you know, her life became her own again.
Explain cord cutting.
So cord cutting is the technique that we're going to use to disconnect these inappropriate chords. And these chords could be, you know, if you're a professional caretaker or if you're a nurse, chords to your clients or your patients, even attorneys, chords to the clients.
So if it's an unhealthy relationship,
if it's unhealthy, yeah.
Okay.
If it's unhealthy.
And then you mentioned professional people who have cords. So healthcare workers who maybe are too attached to a client who passes away?
That could be one situation, but really these inappropriate chords are happening subconsciously. So when a person is caretaking for another, there's the appropriate connection that they're having on the physical level and emotional, but then there's that process of that patient or that client connecting into that person's energy field because they need more energetic support than they're able to manage on their own. And so when that nurse or that caretaker is taking care of 30 or 40 of their patients and then they go home, they still have all of their patients hooked into their energy field, and then that's exhausting.
And they're cords to stress too in general.
Cords to stress. So anybody who has a stressful job, this is a really recommended practice to do at the end of the day so you're not taking your stress home with you, especially people who tend to worry about things or people who have difficulty falling asleep because they're thinking about their job duties at night.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now show us then. Show us how this works, because it's an actual visual of a cord.
We have a visual of a cord, and the cords, these inappropriate cords tend to connect into the different chakras. And the chakras run down the center line, front and back. So say this was an inappropriate cord on somebody's throat chakra, or an inappropriate cord on the heart chakra, like that client that I worked with.
Let's use her as an example, because that's kind of a good one.
She definitely had this. She probably also had an inappropriate cord on the solar plexus chakra. Okay.
And why do you say that?
Because the solar plexus is where we tend to hold stress, and she was really stressed out about that.
So how did you cut the cord for her?
Okay, so
you can show it on me.
Okay, so just imagine like a series of cords connecting in to the center line. I'm going to just put this down while I do this demonstration.
Sure.
And the process is to Use one hand to gather up the bottom of the cords and the other hand to
So you're
grab down the
visualizing a
top.
cord.
I'm visualizing these cords coming out, and then I'm gathering them up in a bundle, okay? So just like you're gathering a bunch of threads together.
And this is what you did for her.
Yes.
Okay.
So holding them in about the center of the torso, then I'm going to take this hand and visualizing really sharp energy on this hand, skim down the surface of the body, and thinking or saying out loud, cut, cut, cut. Okay?
And this is something we can do ourselves.
Yes.
If we've been ghosted by somebody.
Yes.
Or we've got the stress.
Yeah, so now you've got this bundle of cords in your hand because there are connections coming in.
Okay.
And we're just going to take them and plug them down into the earth. So grounding those energetic cords.
So you're getting rid of them.
So it's actually diverting them. So whoever was attaching and drawing energy from you, now they're connected into earth energy and they're going to absorb that because the earth's energy is so much bigger than any of our personal energy fields.
And that works that way if you visualize all the stress that you're dealing with on a daily basis,
Yes.
right? And so you
Yes.
visualize the cords yourself,
Yep.
taking them and then throwing them away.
Yes, so let's just do that practice together. So self-cutting, you would gather from above your head.
You got to visualize it.
You're visualizing it, or you're just having the intention, any inappropriate cords.
Okay.
And then you grab them with one hand or the other, and then you take your hand and cut, cut, cut down the surface of your body.
Okay.
And then you take this and plug it into
And
the
throw
ground.
it away.
Yeah.
Plug it in the ground.
Plug it
Okay.
into the ground.
Lisa, that was interesting. Thank you very
Yeah,
much. I
yeah.
appreciate it. All right.